evening, you're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. The Capital Market Authority approves the bylaw to the Social Insurance Law and the issuance of the health insurance rules. The state's total revenue reaches more than 8 billion Omani Riyals by the end of October this year. And the cardiac catheterization on specialists discuss in Muscat the latest updates in the field. Those are the headlines, and now for the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has sent a cable of greetings to His Majesty the Emperor Akihito of Japan on the occasion of his birthday. The Board of Directors for the Capital Market Authority approved the bylaw for the Social Insurance Law and the issuance of the health insurance rules in its fourth meeting this year. The board also decided to oblige open joint stock companies to distribute cash dividends through Muscat Clearing and Depository Company in order to make available a unified centre responsible for following up all cash dividends from all companies enlisted in the security market and offer a biased system for distribution of profits on a timely manner as per the procedures issued by the relevant authorities. The board approved the next year budget for both the Capital Market Authority and Muscat Security Market. The meeting was chaired by His Excellency Yahya bin Saad Al Jabri, Chairman of the Deccan Special Economic and the Chairman of the Capital Market Authority. According to statistics issued by the National Centre for Statistics and Information, the state general revenue recorded an increase of 32.2% by the end of October this year and reached more than 8.6 billion Omani Riyals compared to 6 billion Omani Riyals during the same period of 2017. The public expenditure also increased by 7.2% by the end of October this year and reached more than 10 billion Omani Riyals compared to 9 billion Omani Riyals during the same period of last year. The increase in the general revenue is attributed to the increase in oil revenues by 46.9%, recording more than 6 billion Omani Riyals. The gas revenue also increased by 29.8%, which amounted to 2 billion Omani Riyals. In cooperation between the Omani Heart Association and the National Heart Centre, the 5th Cardiac Catheterization on Scientific Day was held, attracting many heart specialists who presented 14 papers on relevant subjects. The papers highlighted and discussed treatments through catheterization on and children catheterization. The event was held under the patronage of His Excellency Syed Dr. Sultan bin Yarab Al Busaidi, Consultant at the Ministry of Health for Health Affairs. Shamuk Investment and Services Company signed a memorandum of understanding in Mumbai today with Anil Podar Group to establish a factory for producing calcium hydroxide. Shamuk Investment and Services Company is one of the investing companies in Dukkam. The production capacity of the factory will reach 5 tons daily during the first phase. The factory will be established in an area of 20,000 square meters and is considered one of the recent projects in the Special Economic Zone of Dukkam. It is worth mentioning that calcium hydroxide is used in pharmaceutical and cosmetic industries in addition to water treatment. Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry OCCI South Al Batna branch announced the results of the Chamber of Competition for Small and Medium-Sized Entrepreneurs, along with Student Company in its first edition. The OCCI this year honoured 6 small and medium enterprises and 6 student companies in the level of the governorate. OCCI competition aims to strengthen competitiveness among private sector establishments, which is in line with the government's approach towards enabling SME sectors and increasing to its contribution to the gross domestic product of the Sultanate. A visual presentation was shown during the event in which all the competing small and medium enterprises and student companies showcased their products. It is worth mentioning that Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry aims through this competition to encourage Omani youth to establish small and medium-sized projects. Still to come in our news bulletin. 2 female artists from Ukraine and Colombia embody features of Arab and Omani women in an art exhibition in Muscat. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. The UN Security Council voted unanimously to authorize the deployment of UN monitors to observe the implementation of a ceasefire in Yemen's key port of Hodeidah and the withdrawal of revival forces from that area. The limited ceasefire and pullout, if implemented, could offer a potential breakthrough in the 4-year civil war that has brought the Arab world's poorest country to the brink of starvation and created the world's worst humanitarian crisis. Britain's UN ambassador, Karen Pierce, whose country sponsored the resolution, praised the Council's unanimity on this very important issue that affected so many millions of citizens in Yemen today. The fragile ceasefire, which went into effect on December 18th, has halted months of heavy fighting in Hodeidah, whose port handles 70% of the food and humanitarian aid imported into Yemen. Spanish aid group Proactiva Open Arms said it rescued more than 300 migrants in 3 boats, which were heading across the central Mediterranean from Libya towards Europe. The group's founder, Oscar Camp, said that 2 of the boats were in danger of sinking yesterday. Open Arms spokeswoman Laura Alonso said that 3 pregnant women, a 6-month-old baby and a 7-year-old boy were among those rescued. Laura said the group did not yet know where it might dock with the migrants. Italy and Malta, which are close by, hope that by refusing entry to more migrants, they might dissuade them from risking the dangers crossing at sea. A driver in Slovakia survived a spectacular crash when his car mounted a ramp on the road's hard shoulder, surging upwards before flipping and falling back down onto the road. Slovak police said the 44-year-old driver sustained only minor bruises when his BMW crashed ahead of the Borek tunnel in northeast Slovakia on Thursday. Police said the man appeared to have fallen asleep at the wheel. The video was posted on the police Facebook page, where it has been viewed by nearly 2 million people. Back to some more news. Sultan Qaboos University, SQU, and Oman Oil Marketing Company signed an investment contract to establish an integrated service station, including a fuel station inside SQU campus. The investment contract will serve all SQU faculty, students, and staff through the establishment of the station. An integrated shopping centre will be established also at SQU campus in order to accommodate service activities, along with providing a number of international shops. The balance of financing by Islamic banks and branches increased to 3.5 billion Omani riyals by the end of September 2018, with an increase by 20.7% compared to last year. The statements released by the Central Bank of Oman indicated the deposits at the Islamic bank and branches substantially increased by 10.7%, reaching 3.1 billion Omani riyals as of September 2018. Consequently, during the same period, the total collective assets for the Islamic bank grew to 4.3 billion Omani riyals, which constitutes 13% of the total assets for the banking sector. An arts exhibition on Arab and Oman women for 2 female artists from Ukraine and Colombia Beauty still attracts audiences who are gathering to appreciate artistic works from outside Oman. The exhibition will remain open for public until the end of this year. The 2 artists were inspired to draw during their stay in Oman as they were interacting with local community in Oman. The Ukrainian female artists expressed the Arabian women beauty, along with the Omani women's different roles in society. While the Colombian artist Rebecca focused on substantiating the beauty of Omani women's eyes as partially hidden their face with a burqa. Now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Clear skies will prevail over most of the governorate, with chances of low cloud and fog late at night and early morning over the governorates of Dahira, Baremi and the coasts area of the South Sharqiya and Worcester. Winds will be southwesterly light to moderate, and seas will be slight with a maximum wave height of 1.25 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The Capital Market Authority approves the bylaw to the Social Insurance Law and the issuance of the Health Issues Rules. The state's total revenue reaches more than 8 billion Omani Riyals by the end of October this year. And the cardiac catheterization on specialists discussing Muscat, the latest updates in the field. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the Newsroom and the studio, it's good night.